Let's talk about the Russia-Ukraine war. The focus is shifting from destruction to dialogue, and you might want to thank Donald Trump for it. Are Putin-Zelensky talks on the horizon? Is Trump putting pressure on both sides? What's behind Putin's change in stance? And what happens if Trump's efforts fail? I'm Ananya Dutta, and you're watching Grey Zone. Sunday was a one-day Easter truce in Ukraine, a temporary but symbolic pause. Both countries accused the other of violating the truce, but both seemed to be happy with the relative calm.
There were almost 5,000 violations for 1,900. This includes 6 attacks and 90 attempted airplane-type drone attacks. I think there were 400 artillery attacks, but overall, still, there has been a reduction in activity. We welcome that, and we are ready to look at the future. The day of life will come, the day of peace, the day of Ukraine, the day that lasts for centuries, and we will be able to gather together again at one table on a peaceful Easter.
It wasn't Moscow or Kyiv, but Washington who pushed for a ceasefire. The announcement came a day after US President Donald Trump said that he would take a pass on trying to broker an end to the war should sealing an agreement be delayed much longer. There were talks of a 30-day ceasefire, which was accepted by Zelensky but not by Putin. Throughout this time, Trump has maintained that peace could be achieved, even after his own Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, warned that the US could walk away from its mediator role because of lack of progress. The president still showed optimism that a deal was possible. He might be optimistic, but he's not known for his patience. Trump has come to realize that this is not a war that can end in a day, as he had claimed earlier. Under Trump, the US has practically abandoned its longtime ally Ukraine and has justified Russia's invasion. But with a no deal, Trump looks defeated, much more than Zelensky or Putin. However, it would be wrong to say that the needle hasn't moved at all. Ukraine has a big peace summit coming up this Wednesday. The United Kingdom, France, and the United States will sit down with Ukraine to discuss the way forward. While Russia hasn't been invited expectedly, Zelensky released this statement.
Ukraine maintains its proposal not to strike at least civilian infrastructure, and we are expecting a clear response from Moscow. We are ready for any conversation about how to achieve this. Peace comes in silence, and only when there is real silence and people trust the entire negotiation process can fundamental issues be resolved.
He says Kyiv is ready for any conversation to reach peace. To everyone's surprise, Putin echoed something similar.
As we have always said, we look positively at any peace initiatives. We hope that the representatives of the Kyiv regime will also feel the same way. Now we see that the Kyiv regime is trying to seize the initiative and talk about expanding the time frame of ceasefire and the targets. But we must think about it and carefully assess everything and look at the results.
However, what's peculiar is that the Russian president in January this year said that peace talks with Ukraine are possible, but not with Zelensky, who he called a quote-unquote illegitimate leader. But experts think Putin is negotiating from a position of strength, with major gains on the battlefield and a friend in the White House. The weekend truce underscores the persistent barriers that Trump has been facing, not only to reach a peace agreement, but even for a temporary ceasefire. Trump may want to broker peace, but he's caught between two leaders who speak the language of war better than of compromise. Zelensky is signaling willingness, but only on his own terms. Putin, meanwhile, seems to be playing the long game with battlefield momentum and geopolitical leverage. Talks may be on the horizon, but trust is definitely not.